This is Brody, this is my brother, and this is my dad. So, there aren't many places where you can feel completely powerless yet completely free at the same time, and many chase that thrill, channeling that feeling with water slides, roller coasters, and etc., while others take a different approach. For many cultures, surfing is more than just riding a wave. It's about building a community filled with freedom, creativity, and a sort of unity that shapes how we interact with others as well as nature. I'm going to be talking about the history of surfing, the rules of surfing, and how it has affected culture today. The history of surfing can be found in many different cultures and among many different time periods. 17th century Polynesian drawings depict a form of surfing, and it's believed they brought many different cultural ideas and aspects into Hawaii, including surfing. James Cook was a European captain who wrote the most famous account of surfing and one of the earliest. In 1778, he wrote how he saw a Tibetan man riding on boards in the water, and they didn't know what exactly to think. As Cook wrote about this, he was scared for the surfers, but he also saw them smiling, but he thought that they were going to get killed by being thrown into the rocks. He wrote, "I cannot help concluding that this man felt the most supreme pleasure while he was driven on so fast, so smoothly by the sea." And that was said by Captain James Cook in his account of what he saw. And you can see on the screen, this is like their canoes, kind of surfboards that they had. It was like a weird shape. In early culture, surfing was also a way to split the lower class from the upper class. So where the surf was good, you can find the upper class, the richer guys, and where the surf was bad, you could find the lower class, less noble people. And you can also tell by the length of their surfboard. So the lower class had 12-foot surfboards, while the upper class had 24-foot surfboards, which seems super long compared to what we have today. You can kind of see in this one too. This is kind of probably what James Cook saw. But also in Hawaii, it was a way for people to kind of come and interact with their gods, kind of like we have like prayer, which is why the noblemen didn't ban surfing altogether, because they wanted them to have this sort of religion. And now that we have a little bit of background into the history of surfing, we can talk about the spread of surfing and how it became so popular all around the world. So it's interesting because it's gone in and out of cultures all over the world. So when Christian missionaries colonized Hawaii, they sent all the Hawaiians that would have been surfing to school and churches. So surfing slowly kind of fizzled out of their culture. But when Mark Twain wrote about surfing, he kind of sparked this new thing, like not new thing, but this thing. And it started piquing the interest of many Americans, which kind of marked the first form of tourism to Hawaii, as many started to flock and wanted to start surfing, and the rest is kind of history. As we know, it's kind of spread. In the mid-1900s, surfing became a very popular topic within like the entertainment industry. Since then, there's been countless movies, people have written songs about it, which kind of deepened the public's interest in regards to surfing. And eventually in the 1960s, it was deemed a pro sport. So this is from one of the movies where the main guy was surfing, like the 1950s, 1960s. All over the world, surfing has made its way literally everywhere. It's worked all its way inland to areas that like don't have surf. They are not along the coast. They've built simulations and things like that to help people like get this unique feeling of surfing. Surfing competitions draw crowds from all over the world, and it's made its Olympic debut in Tokyo 2020, where both the men and women's competition had categories, or they had participants of over 20 plus, and they plan to keep it in the Olympics for years to come. This is from a surfing competition where they're all kind of surfing along the same wave. You can see someone crashing in the very back. It's interesting to hear about the ancient culture and development of surfing, but what about now? Because everything's kind of ancient. There are many different rules and cultural aspects when it comes to surfing, which is why it's important to know the history, as well as where or where not to surf, as many claim the title of local in areas where they are from and where they frequent. Surfing etiquette is a huge thing, and no matter where you're surfing, it's important to know this sort of thing, as many people take it super seriously, and there's so many rules, and you can't even begin to list them all right now, but we could just talk about some of the basic ones. The main rule is to not snake a wave, which means you don't take it from another person, especially during like a busy time of day, like morning or night. There are waves for everyone no matter what, so it's just important to be patient and kind of realize that. It's also another important rule is to not drop in on someone, meaning one person per wave. If there's someone around you, they either let you take it or you let them take it. Just like the other rules, it's important to pay attention to the others around you and kind of have courtesy of everyone around you, as you or someone else could also get hurt, and it's something that a lot of other people enjoy doing to not just you, so it's kind of to not be selfish. The local culture in certain areas is also super important, as many local surfers will get very upset when someone comes in and takes their surf. In many places, like tropical areas like South America and Hawaii, it's probably not a good idea for new surfers or people who aren't as local to come in and surf, as locals have been known to get physical if you're kind of taking their surf away. It's definitely a lot tamer in Southern California, but it's just important to know where you're surfing and know like the history of it. Surfing has a deep history that stretches far beyond what we know it as today. The Polynesian roots to the colonization of Hawaii, it's spread across all over the world, and it's evolved into more than just a pastime. It's evolved into a culture, and that many people do enjoy, so that the unspoken rules, the roots, and the local ideology all add into the rich and captivating culture of surfing. So surfing isn't just about standing on a board and catching a wave, it's about connection. A connection to history, culture, to nature, and to each other. Thank you.